Hello everyone, I'm Brian from WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're going to take a look at Hitachi's new CB18DBL 18V brushless bandsaw. This came as a bare tool and we did a lot of our cuts with a 3.0 amp hour battery and found that it really chewed through that compact battery quite quickly. So we switched up to Hitachi's 6.0 amp hour battery and found it lasted a lot longer. Now this is a medium-sized bandsaw and it has the capability of cutting 3 1/4 inch round pipe or 3 1/8 inch square tubing. The bandsaw blade is 35 3/8 inches by 1/2 inch by 20 thousandths of an inch thick. The bandsaw is variable speed via this dial on the side. Speed 1 is 260 feet per minute, and as you get up to speed 5, you're up to 640 feet per minute. You also have an auto mode here, which starts out the cut at 395 feet per minute when it's not under load, and increases to 640 feet per minute while it is under load. Hitachi chose to put the fuel gauge on the tool instead of the battery, and unfortunately you have to start the tool to get the fuel gauge to work. If you have 2 LED lights, you have a full battery. If you have 1 LED light, you have a half a battery, and anything under that, your battery pack is empty. But since we don't have the fuel gauges on the batteries, we're kind of stuck dealing with, is it working? Or do I really have an empty battery? Because this 6.0 is somewhere below 50%. So it's a little awkward, but it seems to work okay. There's a nice LED light that shines down on the guide plate in your cut area. That LED light comes on whenever the trigger is depressed and stays on until approximately 10 seconds after the trigger is released. There's an onboard Allen wrench that is stored out of the way, and you use that to adjust your guide plate for the material you're cutting, or also to move the guide plate in while removing the blade. Blade removal is a little bit tight in here, and you have these plastic covers that open up with just a little push of a button. They seem a little bit light duty, but they work well. To change the blade, you move the tensioning knob in, and you're allowed to then wiggle the blade out. Hitachi suggests you use a screwdriver because there's a lack of room inside of here. Pretty simple to change the blade. There are 4 ball bearings on each side that make the blade guide, and then there's another ball bearing underneath that each blade rides on. Pretty decent setup here. The frame of this is actually made of plastic, and you can see how it's reinforced in these areas. Now when it's running, the blades and everything can cause this to move inside, but you can actually push on it and see that we can get it to flex or get the blade to loosen up and move on the inside. Not a bad system. I kind of wish it was a little more sturdy, a little more rigid, but it seemed to work and didn't affect our cuts at all. Hitachi made a pretty nice medium-sized bandsaw, and the frame flex that we're showing you is not that bad. It's, it is a plastic bandsaw. It's meant to be lightweight, get into different areas and be able to work overhead. It's just part of the game, I guess. When you get into lightweight tools, they may flex a little bit. Ergonomically, this unit is great. It would be nice maybe to see a variable speed trigger so you could work yourself into a project or work around different areas and different cuts, but the automatic on the dial really takes that away from you and does it without you having to think about it. I like to be in control of the tool rather than the tool being in control of the cut, but with that said, this worked quite well. The side handle is in a great place, and it would be nice if they had a tool-free guide plate adjustment rather than having the onboard Allen wrench, but it is what it is with that. And the covers over top of the pulleys seem fairly light duty. If you were to drop them, they seem protected. Worst case, you could knock these pins off or break them. If these covers did break, fail, or fall off, I don't see that as a big deal. You could get inside or just rip these covers right off and still use the tool without an issue. There is no adjustment for where the pulley is gonna, or the bandsaw is gonna ride on the pulleys. So where it is where it is, and that didn't seem to cause us problems at this point in time. There's some good bearings that are sitting here that are guiding the bandsaw into place and holding it there for the cut. Overall, nice unit. You can stop by workshopaddict.com. We have more information on this, some more specs all written out in our blog. Also follow us on social media. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for your time, guys. Have a great day.